Victory's a people organization. We're not a policy organization. We don't lobby. We know that when we get the right people into office, they will make the best decisions for all of us. From expanding healthcare access to passing landmark LGBTQ+ legislation, Senator Baldwin has done just that, and she has always done that, delivering Wisconsinites results and results for all Americans. Her success is a testament to the respect and trust she has earned from colleagues on both sides of the aisle. Now, my favorite story about the whole Respect for Marriage Act is about her encounter with Marco Rubio. Some of you may have read about that or heard about it, when she was whipping votes for the Respect for Marriage Act. While waiting for that private Senate elevator, Rubio told a reporter that the marriage equality bill was, I quote, a stupid waste of time. And then little Marco, Senator Rubio, spun around and jumped into the elevator, and there was Tammy Baldwin, and she'd been standing there behind him the whole time. And the doors closed. And they rode up that elevator together. Tammy always says, when you're not in the room, the conversation is about you. When you are in the room, the conversation is with you. It matters what is said in the legislative chamber, but it also matters what's said in the cloakroom or the private Senate elevator. And wouldn't you have loved to have been a fly on the wall there? Those behind-the-scenes conversations are why marriage equality is now codified into federal law. Senator Baldwin had those conversations over and over and over again. She didn't just get one or two Republicans on board, the bare minimum. She got 12. That is true leadership. And now, as anti-choice and anti-LGBTQ legislation is moving through Congress, we're confident she will have our backs once again, as she always has, that she will be a firewall against hate. It's always been easy to support Senator Baldwin. I'm proud that in every race since our founding, we weren't there quite at the beginning of her political career, but we got there as quickly as we could. Victory has been right there with her, fighting beside her in 1992, and 1998, in 2012, and in 2018. And today, I am excited to announce that Victory Fund is proud to endorse Senator Baldwin once again for her re-election campaign for the United States Senate. My friend Senator Baldwin, please join me on stage. We're honored to be in this fight with you once again. Please.
It's thick 30. I've been through a lot, but I'm still flirty. Is everybody back up in the building?
All right.
In a minute, tell me how you're feeling.
Wow.
To my feelings. How you feeling? How you feeling?
How fun is that? I feel like I'm at my state party convention, everyone with the banners. But anyways, it is such an honor to be here and to join all of you. And I want to also recognize our esteemed speakers this afternoon, Council Members Zachary Parker, Wade Rakes, and Representative Taylor Small. And of course, thank you, Mayor Parker, for that incredible introduction. I do want to start by thanking all of you and everyone at Victory Fund as well. I am absolutely honored to receive your endorsement for my 2024 re-election campaign to the United States Senate. And as I'm gearing up for this next run, I've been reflecting back on my 24-year-old self, who was one day thinking about running for office for the first time. I remember worrying, could I be honest about who I am while working to make my community better? And if I'm honest about who I am, could I win? That first question I had to answer on my own. And thank goodness I had several incredible role models in my life who told me yes. That second question, could I win? That's where Victory plays such a critical role in my story. Victory was one of the first organizations to believe in me. I was part of the 1992 inaugural class of victory candidates when I ran for and won my seat to the Wisconsin State Assembly. In 1998, victory was with me again when I won my first congressional race, making me the first openly gay candidate to ever be elected to the Congress as a non-incumbent. And victory was there again in 2012 when they marshaled historic levels of support for my run for the United States Senate as the first openly gay senator in America. I always go back to anthropologist Margaret Mead, who once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Right? That's what we've done together. That's what victory does. And it's what we're going to do again. Now, we've won some incredible fights together. But the stakes right now are as high as they've ever been. And winning in 2024 could not be more important. Let me start with the issue of abortion rights. Right now in Wisconsin, we have a criminal abortion ban that was written into law in 1849. You heard me right, 1849, before the Civil War. It is the oldest and one of the most punitive laws in the country. And in Texas, we've just had this judge who issued a decision to essentially ban a medication used in abortions. This wasn't a ruling based on science, but another attempt by the hard right to restrict a person's right and freedom to access health care, including abortion care. It's clear that the extreme right wing will not stop until they have banned it nationwide. Now, some of you might have seen we had a little Supreme Court race in Wisconsin earlier this month. The voters of Wisconsin showed that they want their rights and freedom back. We want our rights and freedoms restored. But the only way we're going to restore our rights nationwide and make sure that no politician, no judge can take them away is by passing my bill, the Women's Health Protection Act, restoring Roe in all 50 states. And if the hard right voters thought that, if the hard right thought that voters were going to kind of simmer down about this after the midterms, they were wrong. We have more support on the bill than ever before, but the only way we'll make it into law is to hold a pro-choice Senate, restore a pro-choice House, and keep the White House right where it is. Now, or think about our schools. The leading Republican presidential candidates are in a race to see who can inject more division, bigotry, and exclusion in our classrooms. And across the country, tragically, state and local politicians are following their leads and waging political wars instead of teaching our kids how to read and write. We've seen Toni Morrison banned from the bookshelves, and we've seen Rosa Parks being edited out of our history books. They've made it against the rules for a kid with two moms or two dads to even mention it at school. And they've singled out trans children and their parents in unconscionable ways. And it's going to take all of us to counter these right-wing attacks on our kids so that everyone grows up knowing they belong, and that kindness and inclusion, not hatred and division, are American values. Now, Lastly, we have made so much progress on LGBTQ plus rights since Victory and I ran our first race together in 1992. But the threats to our community are on the rise again. As you've heard, the ACLU has tracked more than 450 anti-LGBTQ plus bills introduced so far this year. The number of anti-LGBTQ hate groups is on the rise, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. And right-wing commentators are laser-focused on attacking the trans community with some of the largest bullhorns in American politics. If we're going to beat back this hatred, it's going to take all of us, everyone in this room, working together to elect LGBTQ plus candidates up and down the ballot. We know how to win here. Victory knows how to win. We are that small group of thoughtful and committed citizens who can change the world. And it's time to do it again, because the stakes have never been higher and the work has never been more important. So thank you all for your support. Thank you for standing with me in this next race. It is an honor to fight alongside all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, thank you. Now, thank you.